I like trains.
Hello everybody, this is BladeCrossEXE, and it's time for another Transformers review. Today we have Titans Return Sentinel Prime. Had this figure for a little while, used him in a short a little while back, but I'm finally getting around to actually reviewing him. I find this one to be particularly odd. Like, it's clear that it is just a redeco of the Titans Return / Takara Legends Astro Train. Yeah, I put my dramatic capture extra guns on the side there. I really love the armored cruiser looking, ship over there. So we'll have him for reference on standby. But the thing is, while the Sentinel Prime mold was released first, at least according to the TF Wiki, it's very clear it was made with the intention of being Astro Train. Like, look at that design. Like the very boxy chest, those collar towers, and the fact that it turns into a spaceship and a train. It's clear that they were going for Astro Train before they were ready to release Astro Train. I don't know why they decided to make it Sentinel Prime. I know that this version of him appeared in at least one comic book, maybe two. And this one also had a redeco as Titan Force Sentinel Prime, where this one I have called, like, nacho cheese flavored Astro Train. The other one was like flaming hot Cheetos flavor because it's got like a bunch of red highlights. Like anywhere he's gray on here, they're like a deep, again, spicy Cheeto red is the best way I can describe it. But you get the idea. I honestly think that they designed the toy with the intention of it being Astro Train, but decided to release this one first. I'm pretty sure they did a similar thing with both Optimus Prime and Megatron. Like, Megatron turned into a tank and a jet, which I think would later be used for Blitzwing, and then Optimus turned into, like, a variation of his G2 oil tanker and also a plane, and I think that got reused to make Octane, or Octone, because, they didn't have a copyright name for him yet. But either way, Titans Return was kind of a weird line with just, like, how many characters were built to be other characters. But anyway, the main reason I bought this guy is because, well, we already have our Decepticon transport shuttle over here, but I think the Autobots need a shuttle, and that's honestly why I got him, because his shuttle mode does remind me of the Autobot shuttles from the G1 movie. When I play with him, I don't really refer to him as Sentinel Prime. I kind of just use him as like a generic shuttle bot if I do let him take his robot mode. But I really don't know anything about this version of the character Sentinel Prime. The two Sentinel Primes that I know of, that I actually have had any kind of exposure to in fiction, have been Transformers 1 and the Bayverse, which, as much as I have bagged on the Bayverse before, on stream with Star-Crossed Souls, I absolutely love their rendition of Sentinel Prime. Bayverse Sentinel Prime and Jetfire are like the two absolute winners in my book from that series. But, so, might as well go over the figure anyway, since we have him here. You can already tell right off the bat he's got some significant less detailing in terms of paint than Astro Train does. Like, the arm is just one clear cast piece with no color variation, like for the turrets on his arm. Like you can see on Astro Train, those are painted. Here, they're not painted. They're just solid orange. I mean, if I ever get good at, like, custom painting, I definitely want to take a brush to this guy, because there's some places where I feel like he could really benefit from a lot of detail. So he's got all the same articulation and posability that the Titans Return and Takara Legends Astro Train does. This guy, at least mine specifically, does have some sturdier joints. He's actually a little bit stiff. You can hear that creaking. Yeah, it's not a ratchet, as far as I know, or not a noisy, clicky ratchet joint. It's just a little stiff up in there. You remember I mentioned in the video that this guy's arm is a little bit loose. This one doesn't have that problem. His Titan Master right here, his name is Infinitus. Yeah, definitely does look like a Prime, though. I'll absolutely give him that. Fold the legs down, turn the head to face forward, and let him wave hi to you. Yeah, there's Infinitus. Okay, back into head mode. And pop shoulder collars down, and this one, there we go. Always a little bit difficult to get in. But yeah. I'm not really going to take too much time on the articulation, because like I said, I've already covered it in my Astro Train video. I really just wanted to show off, like, the difference in paint job and how I think he does work as a good Autobot shuttle, since outside the Ark, I don't think we've had a Transformer, like, Autobot spaceship. Silverbolt and Broadside did sometimes serve as transport, and then of course we got Skyfire and, Stratosphere, depending on which continuity. But rarely do they actually look like the Autobot shuttles. Like, this guy's got, like, the grays and the oranges. He actually does look like a Cybertronian Autobot shuttle. You know, not exactly in terms of, like, physical shape, but the color scheme absolutely matches. So before we get him into the other modes, I do want to go over some more of the detailing here. I guess that'd be easier to look at once we reach those modes. So from here, it's easiest to take him into shuttle mode. So you just take the legs, and then you fold the feet up, then you rotate those around, you click them together, then you fold the hands away. Let's go ahead and pop Infinitus out of there, push those down. There we go. Then you raise the arms up, and then you make sure that they tab into place on the wings, but we're going to fold these panels out first. And they actually plug into those screw holes right there. I don't know if I specified that last time, but you want to make sure that the little arm, or not the arms, but like the little slants right there are slanted down so that it stays. Flip those up, pop them into place, and then you open the cockpit, you take Infinitus, you unfold him, and then you just set him in the driver's seat. There we go. And there we go, shuttle mode. Compared to Astro Train, you could see there's way more detailing on Astro Train than there is on Sentinel Prime. In a couple spots. Like right here on these panels, you could see the wheels for train mode are unpainted, which does make for a cleaner shuttle mode. Sentinel Primes do get painted, though. That's pretty nice. We'll look at those more when we go into train mode, but the cockpit is where I'm really disappointed. Like, look at all those windows. Look at all those portholes. Look at all that view screen you got. You can really see out into space in that. And I do love how it's not just a big, wide, flat screen. It's, like, speckled. It actually does look like more alien in design. Not exactly designed for humans, you know? You can see the indentations on this one, but they're not painted. And it's just a big chunk of, you know, orange plastic. Yeah. On the topic of orange plastic, you notice his weapons, his guns. Astro Trains are all just cast from the same purple plastic, unpainted, but Sentinel Primes were cast in orange and then painted black. And because I wanted to go for a kind of symmetrical looking assault shuttle, I went ahead and got a second blaster, one of the big ones, and you just put them up there, and bam, that's kind of nice looking. Yeah, I had the dramatic capture Astro Train blasters plugged into the side over here. I could do the same with the ones from Galaxy Shuttle, but they wouldn't look as good on Sentinel Prime. That shade of red doesn't quite complement it as well as this purple does. Looking at it on camera, it's not as bad, but in real life, it's definitely a lighter shade of red. But maybe if I ever decide to waste the money to get the Titan Force variant, then I could use them for that. But yeah, like I said, you could see the little gun turrets are unpainted. One thing I didn't show last time while he's in vehicle mode is this thing has landing gear. The chest's panels pop open, and they do have that little slant right there, and then that right is at the front, and you can have him docked. But yeah, what I want to do here is I like to have him as like the Autobot escape ship. You just, whenever you're playing with your Transformers, or if you want to do stop motion or a comic or something, you can have him be the shuttle. And then, you know, you take off, you fly through space, and then suddenly Cyclonus shows up to shoot down your shuttle, and then you get stranded on the planet of the Quintessence. Kind of a nice size comparison right there, though. Yeah, that is a good looking fleet, even if they are different factions. Like, I do really like how these look side by side with each other. So yeah, he's an unofficial inclusion to my Transformers the movie set that I've been working on building. So that's shuttle mode. Now let's get him into train mode. Again, same as Astro Train. You untab the arms from the wings. You fold in the chest and the landing gear. You fold down the panels in the back. We're going to fold them back up here in a second, but then you pop those panels up to untab them from, I guess that's the butt flap. You take the whole wing assembly bit and throw it over his shoulder. Take the arms, T-pose to assert dominance, because you are the Prime now. And then you make him do the most painful splits imaginable. You take the arms and you tab them onto, I guess that's the side of his side of his knee. No, that is his kneecap. Yeah, just tab your arms onto your kneecaps. How often you hear that sentence? Flip the panels out, and then you flip these down, and then after that's done, you fold down the wings, you hook them into the tab on both the back and that little indentation on the front. And I'm not exactly sure if the little wings on the top right here are supposed to be up or down or at an angle. For shuttle mode, I like to have them down if I can attach the guns. If they're in trade mode, I kind of like to have them up. And now that I have two of the big gun, I can have a symmetrical looking artillery train. So I was saying about the detailing, I guess Astro Train's guilty of it too. Like, none of his train wheels are actually painted right here on any of his panels. At least Sentinel Prime, with the flat panels, they did bother to put the silver deco on some of the wheels, but I just wish that they had done it with the rest of them. I definitely need to look into, you know, what kind of paints are best for figure customization and try to improve upon this thing. So on the whole, I do feel like they could have gone a little bit harder with some of the detailing, but I do think it is still a good, fun toy, and I am glad that I have it. So that way I have an Autobot shuttle to play off of Astro Train and to get destroyed by Cyclonus whenever I want to reenact Transformers the movie. But yeah, so that's pretty much all I have to say about Sentinel Prime here. Just basically a redo of the Astro Train review, but in nacho cheese orange. Again, looking like G2 Jazz over here. I don't have that figure yet. Might get it someday, might not, don't know. But well, and that's all I got today, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out. Special thanks to all Patreon supporters, including Mark Hastings,